That's what we need.
Well, we can do that.
Y'all seen the crime ad that my opponent put out yesterday?
The
crackhead.
That's your opponent?
That's what
my goodness. Fuck him up.
That's why
he ain't even got no back teeth. You can beat him. He can't even chew his food on one side.
Crackhead. You call a crackhead.
The hell is calling the crackhead
see what
gonna do?
your back teeth went, nigga.
He can't win because he out of touch with the people.
Chewing motherfucker.
Anybody who know anything about crackheads know that you can't just call them.
Call a crackhead.
Call
like
a crackhead like they got phones like that.
Bro, I mean, you must have got a special whistle. He blow that bitch and they show up.
Call a crackhead. That's what you up against.
John Kennedy.
Man, we should have did this. This should have been a 3-hour episode.
You don't like police? Hey, call a crackhead.
Just call a crackhead.
One of his ads, he said, I never let you down. I'd rather drink weed killer. And the motherfucker drank a glass of water like it was weed killer.
He should have. I wish it was.
Wow, man. He wild. He's doing a series of ads of all his one-liners. He spent a lot of time on Fox News, endorsed by Trump. But he polling at 51%, so he's not as popular as
he think he is.
Folks around the country think he is.
Right.
We can beat him.
That crackhead ad, that gave that.
Y'all gonna beat him. Yeah.
Uh-oh, look at that. Look at this. I know black people not interested. Damn, Gary, you just got that effect on people. Huh?
I think
Jay Wayne, play me some pimping before we even do this. we only associate with pimps and players and things like that, and get the mood right before we get to speaking this information and things.
There's a lot of playing in the political game.
Yeah,
understood.
You gotta be a big player.
Yeah, nothing light, especially when you coming for Louisiana type shit, man. That's how you feel? Bro, we got Tez in here, you gonna play that? You could have been signed to Young Money. Bro, you gonna play that $1 million you was working on for Nicki Minaj. Yeah, what you mean, make? Yeah. Oh, you heard that, J.O.N.? My boy say, oh, he make beats. Hell no, he don't make beats. He a producer, Ted. He plays instruments. You know that little shit Ryan Leslie be playing that don't nobody know how to play with him? He know how to play it.
Went to school on a sousaphone scholarship.
Come on, man. Hey, don't play him that one. Don't play him that one. Don't play him that one.
I'm bullshitting.
Don't play him that one. Ja Rule alre't said he wanted that. Yeah, we gonna play. Yeah, don't play him Ja Rule shit. I'm telling you. That's the one? Let me hear it. That sounds like something that you'll win an election to right there.
You know we got a song, huh?
You got a song?
We did a song. Mr. Hanky did a song for us.
Why we ain't got it?
Play Ern.
Can you deliver to Mr. Hanky?
So they can play it.
Deliver to Mr. Hanky.
The song. Get the song. I got it on my phone.
The song?
Yeah.
What you want me to airdrop the song?
Yeah, you got the final one?
You go over there with him, man. Cause
the final one. And she rapping on it.
For real?
Yeah.
What? Not the press secretary.
We came in and did it. We did it at, what's the studio we did it at?
Bro, this too good, man. This too good.
I'm the blackest person you'd have never seen in politics.
What a shirt that say that.
I like to say.
Now that's the campaign right there. Say that shit again one more time, clean for the camera.
I'm the blackest person you'd have never seen in politics.
Let's go.
That's the name of this episode.
Blackest person in politics.
The blackest person in politics, bro.
Blackest man in politics.
Well, how did you start your political journey? Cause I feel like we doing this shit. This
By
better
accident.
Accident?
I was a small business owner. I had two of my best friends and I started a business called the Rouge Collection.
Yeah.
It's a black media company in Baton Rouge, and we ended up, along the way, writing these stories about issues that happened around the country. Trayvon Martin got killed. I had a platform, I wrote a column. Mike Brown got killed. I had a platform, I wrote a column, and I hold my first town hall. My first town hall, probably 20 people came to. I knew a preacher, the preacher knew a politician. I had a little panel, I put it on my website, people showed up. 2015, a brother named Lamar Johnson was pulled over by the police in Baker, Louisiana, which is a little town right outside of Baton Rouge.
Ooh, he fucked up.
The police stop actually goes well. Lamar had a warrant. The cop says, I gotta take you to Parish Prison for this warrant. Let him call his mama, he calls his mom. Lamar ends up at Parish Prison. 3 days later, they say he hung himself. This is a few weeks before Sandra Bland, and his story don't go viral. I wrote a column about Lamar, 40,000 people read that column. A few months later, the district attorney in Baton Rouge was trying to open a misdemeanor jail, which was to round up people who had simple traffic violations, bench warrants, put them in this temporary jail for the weekend to basically pay off their debt, a debtor's prison.
That's kidnapping.
So my thoughts were, if you already got people who can't pay a traffic ticket, that's why I didn't come to court. I couldn't pay the ticket.
Right.
Now you make me miss work, right? So now I don't go to work, now I can lose my job.
Right.
So the person who's impacted by poverty is more doubly impacted as a result of these type of decisions. So I go to my first city council meeting after writing columns about this. 24 other young black men showed up, and we killed a misdemeanor jail, and that's how I got into politics. I didn't get into politics but at that same meeting, they had the agenda where you could read all of the things that's coming up on the agenda that day. And so I was looking at the agenda, and it said 75,000 to this company, and 180,000 to this company, and 500,000 to this company. So I'm inquisitive. So I go look up and see, well, what's this company? Who owns these companies? Go to the Secretary of State website, look at the people. None of the board of directors, none of the CEOs look like me. I live in a city that's 56% black. So then I started asking questions. Well, how much of the money that the city spend come to black people?
None.
2%.
Whoa.
That ain't none.
That's more than I would have thought.
2% of city parish contracts were going to black people at the time. So we had a black mayor, so I challenged that black mayor. I wrote a whole lot of columns, created a whole lot of controversy. People was pissed off at me. Didn't make a lot of friends in the beginning, but we did make a lot of change because now there's an office of diversity and inclusion in the city of Baton Rouge because we helped elect the first black woman mayor, Sharon Weston Broome, who helped create that. We helped put more black council members who would be intentional about putting money and resources in the hands of black entrepreneurs, helped pass the biggest roads project in the city of Baton Rouge in support of our mayor. Now that roads project, over 20% of those dollars are gonna go to black businesses, and that's $1 billion project, right? When we talk about trying to build black wealth, it's cool to build apartment complexes and all of that stuff like that, but the real resources is in how can you tap into the government resources to build your companies.
Yeah, that's real, man. And we've been, just think about it, if that's 2% in Baton Rouge, what's it like in these other cities?
I think that when you look at the numbers in every city, not just the cities, the state, every local municipality is spending money, right? So every one of them take your tax dollars, put them into the pot, and then they decide where that money goes based on the people that are the legislators on your city council. DeKalb County, Fulton County, that's two different councils, right? That's two different bodies of people making decisions about money that gets moved around. Then you take that up to the state level, right?
Yeah.
That's a different body of people making decisions about your money, and the federal level. And at every level of that, they giving out contracts. And the people who getting them don't look like me and you.
Right.
Right, I've been thinking about starting me a little side business fixing potholes.
It's lucrative.
I know it. I did the research.
But you
And I'm black too.
You gotta get the money first, though.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
And that's why they don't really want nobody fixing the potholes, because they really don't cost shit.
It's cheap.
Yeah.
I think
Domino's was doing the shit for free.
With piece of money.
Exactly.
You got government money.
I need to be federally funded. You feel me?
Yeah.
How much of the like you said, from the past, how much of it is being stolen though?
I can't tell you how much being stolen.
Why not?
I mean,
That's the one thing.
next week, these folks stole the whole country. What you talking about?
You right. You
They
right.
stole whole nations. I can't tell you how much they stealing.
Yeah.
Folks stealing every day, man.
Yeah. Especially in that type of structure though.
I think that, you know, the reality is whether they are stealing in a form of breaking the law or whether they are
Stealing is
using the
stealing.
law to take resources from our community and not putting it back.
That's the way they do it. That's the way they do it. They know how to word that shit.
They call it reallocating resources.
Misappropriating funds.
Well, reappropriations.
Yeah,
There you go.
reappropriate.
Reappropriation.
Because miss mean bad. Re mean We just
Yeah.
did it again.
If you look at Republicans will tell you that they're gonna cut education and somehow you're gonna be smarter,
Right.
right? That's like pissing on my leg and telling me it's raining. Nah, it's never gonna work. In Louisiana, we spend $11,000 a year to educate a kid and $19,000 a year to put somebody in jail. So which one do we really care more about?
Shit, them criminals coming out smart than a motherfucker.
They coming out with nothing,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, you know, it's college for criminals. They go in there and learn more crime.
But for those who go into that and get that out of it, how many of our brothers and sisters actually come out with college degrees out of those programs?
no.
Not enough.
Oh, I'm not even talking about no
Like
real
you said
programs.
earlier, about 2%.
You just go
Indeed.
keep that number.
Hell yeah, I fuck with that number. J.O.N., how you feeling over there? Feel good. I think it's the perfect time to tell everybody, hey, welcome back to the 85 South Show. Yeah. We in here, we getting real astronomical with it today. We politically correct and incorrect at the same time. We making moves for the legislation.
Oh man, not the legislative branch.
Yes, the
Not
executive
judicial.
branch.
Not the executive.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, what we talking about,
Bro,
man?
we might take this shit all the way to the state.
Oh man.
We might take this shit to the federal level. They might have to call in the Supreme Court just to review the information that we putting on this one today.
Well, I've been told that economists they've been wrong.
Somebody get Margaret Thatcher on the phone.
The GDP.
Come on, where is Maxine Waters right now?
Do you know the median age of black America is 32?
Say what?
The median age of black America is 32.
It's 32?
32, which means that the greatest impact that could be made in the voting booth could be made by young black people. That's the secret sauce.
So you
That we
already
need to
getting in there. I ain't even told them who you are yet. Do the rest. Just,
No,
do
yeah.
the rest.
I'm Gary Chambers and I'm running for the U.S. Senate in Louisiana.
There you go, right
You see how I set that
there.
up?
U.S. Senate,
You see that?
Louisiana. You might recognize them from such political ads as.
Do the pose from the ad, smoking the blunt. We get this about you, Gary.
I think this is it.
Right.
His whole ad, if you didn't see it, go see it. Go watch it now, man.
Smoking a fat ass blunt. That's when he got my vote. I don't even live.
But then the shit he's saying on top of
then the
smoking
shit
the
he's
blunt,
saying.
even more real.
Every 37 seconds, somebody's incarcerated for the use of cannabis in this country,
Come on.
Damn.
while people make billions of dollars in profit of it. Colorado has the 4th-ranked education system in the country. They spend hundreds of millions of dollars a year in tax dollars from cannabis to educate their children. Louisiana has the 46th-ranked education system in the country, the most incarcerated place in the country, the 47th-ranked opportunity. We rank 50 in crime because we rank 47 in opportunity, and we jailing people. So if you have more people incarcerated than anywhere else in the country, right, and your policies and your laws are stricter than anywhere else in the country, then clearly locking Negroes up and putting laws that are strict are not going to make our community safer, because we live in the most murderous state in America.
Right.
You can talk about Chicago all you want to. Come to New Orleans.
Shit.
Like real life, there are consequences that happen from the policies of the people who lead us that leave our communities in disarray. When you look at New Orleans today, there was a documentary that just came out, a brother dropped called Katrina Babies, right?
Okay.
I think everybody should watch that to look at the condition of New Orleans, because what you're looking at is the people who are 18 to 25, they Katrina babies. They're people who went through Katrina, their whole world was destroyed, nobody ever asked them how they were doing, and then we put them back in the city with limited resources and a fucked up school system.
Even less than it was before. Yeah, that's what.
With no stability emotionally, no stability financially, and no community stability for them. And then we are looking at the end result of that today, of the neglect that we've done over the last 15 to 17 years since Katrina.
Yeah.
And now when you see that New Orleans has become the murder capital of the country, right? Well, how we got here. And then Republicans love to say, oh, it's the mayor of New Orleans or the leadership in New Orleans. Well, damn, you take credit for everything good in all the peaceful cities where they got Republican leaders.
Right.
Right? But it's your money and your policies that impact what happens in those cities. Because the mayor of a city still has to abide by the rules of the state. right? And if the state is ran by a Republican governor or a Republican legislature in our part, because we got a Democrat governor, well, he kind of Democrat, but
Democrat.
yeah, something like that. I like that. I like that. Nonetheless, if you look at the impact that has, it leaves our communities in disarray, and we never hold them accountable. Republicans sit and talk all of this trash about making our communities safer. The worst ranked states in the country are all ran by Republicans. 7 out of the 10 worst ranked states in the country are ran by Republicans. 7 out of 10 of the top ranked states are ran by Democrats. Now, I ain't capping for Democrats because they got issues too. But what I'm saying is, facts are facts.
Facts are facts.
Right? And the math ain't mathing when it's talking about the return on investment for us in our communities. And I think that the culture is missing it because Beyonce can't loan $2.5 billion to the state of Louisiana for a new bridge.
She wouldn't do that anyway.
Listen though, but a white man named Jim Bernhardt can. And is in negotiations with the state of Louisiana to loan the state $2.1 billion to build a bridge, right?
Just a random white man.
A billionaire in the state of Louisiana. Now watch this though. On a loan with an interest rate that will be paying his family when he's dead because he's in his 70s.
And that interest rate.
Let's talk about another contract, right? Louisiana State University has a cooling system that got replaced, that's getting replaced. The contract was given to a company owned by this man, right? To replace the cooling systems at the university. Then the university pays him for however many years for maintaining the cooling system at the university. We talking about real money. This stuff we talking about with hip hop and entertainment, that's cool. Yeah. That's one level of wealth. But we're not even tapping into the level of wealth that we could be tapping into as a people.
Give us the game.
And when we talk about how we want to build wealth for real, if you exclude the political process, you are never going to build a real black ecosystem.
Right.
Right? Like when we talk about, I love what Wall Street Trap is doing. I love what all of these brothers that are talking about investing and doing.
Earn your leisure.
The second component of that, the second component of that is the political process. You're looking at right here in Atlanta, right? We talking about folks that are upset about the folks that are locked up with the situation with Slime, Young Thug.
YSL.
Everybody's upset about what's happening in that situation, right? Who appoints federal prosecutors? U.S. senators. The president appoints them, approved by U.S. senators. So the people working the case, right? Not just your local district attorney, but the feds that's involved for it to become a RICO case, right? They're appointed by approved by United States senators. How many of us are having conversations with the United States senator about what the feds are doing in these cases?
I mean, shit, I'm talking to you.
And that's happening not just in Georgia, that's happening in Illinois, it's happening in Louisiana. The most streamed artist on YouTube is from Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
Straight up. And they trying to put RICO cases on all of them.
Yeah.
My question is, are you gonna make my community safer with that? Or should we be investing our time in trying to create opportunities that keep us out of this type of street mentality? Now, I do think we have to have conversations about accountability. How many ways can we talk about killing each other in the music?
And why is the only music that get spread like that?
I'm just saying, like how many times, like we crying at everybody's funeral, right? But we continue to play the music that constantly feeds that energy into our system. At some point, we ought to talk about how do we get some hope on the other side of it. And truthfully, as rich as you are, why you still won't kill somebody? The last thing I ever want to do is kill another black man.
Big facts.
Like there's two sides to the coin. There's a side where the government has to do its part, and there's a side where we as a community have to do our part. And we need leaders that are willing to say both sides of that coin. Yeah, I'm gonna go cuss them white folks every time they take the money. But I'm gonna also ask you to go tell your cousin to stop talking about the same stuff in the music every week. Because you're making my job harder. It's two sides to all of this. I wish I could take about 20 of us into a back room and have a conversation. Because we could change the whole South.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
We can set that up.
Let's go.
That's easy. Who would you want to invite to something like that?
I think y'all know better than I on that.
Yeah.
You know the people who can move the needle in the culture. The question is right now, we got midterm elections. Leader Abrams is up in Georgia. Senator Warnock is up here. But there's also people like Mandela Barnes running for the U.S. Senate in Wisconsin. There's Charles Booker running for the U.S. Senate in Kentucky. There's Val Demings running for the U.S. Senate in Florida, right? All of these people, Sherry Beasley in North Carolina, all of them black, right? Question is, for all of the people in hip hop who have made posts about wanting something to change in the justice system, how many of them made a contribution to any of their campaigns?
This is my first time hearing their name.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah.
That's important.
Outside Georgia, yeah.
That's a piece of the pie, you know, and these are the conversations I think that get us to a place of fruit. It ain't a judge on either side because neither one of us, we all ignorant till we know. What time you woke up this morning?
I get up about 8:30.
What time you woke up this morning?
9.
I woke up this morning about 7, right? We all woke up, but we didn't wake up at the same time. That's the same thing with our people. They're not gonna all come to consciousness at the same time. We just gotta make sure we put the information out so that they can wake up.
That's the number one thing. A lot of us don't know where the information is, who these people are.
I think we have to do a better job of making ourselves available
On
to
both
the
sides,
people.
though.
You know what I'm
On
saying?
both
It is.
sides.
It's true. It's true. There's been folks who have let our community down. A lot of times people say, Gary, you don't wear a suit all the time. Well, most of the people who came into my community lying to black folk had a suit and tie on.
Stole everything.
So, you know, when I walk into the neighborhood, I want you to feel like, damn, I can talk to him at least, you know. You got to be relatable to people. You got to meet people where they are.
Right. So you've been seeing a lot of successes, you know, here and there throughout your rise through the politics and things like that. When did it start making sense for you?
I think for me, when I started to see like incremental change, and then talk to like some of the people who have been in this work a long time,
Right.
You understand that every generation of black people have had to kind of pay their dues to this process, that we've had to take some shit we didn't want to take, process that, and then navigate forward. But that little sacrifice ends up with big results in the end. When we changed the chief of police in Baton Rouge and we saw police policies change, I know that there are less people getting their ass whooped by the Baton Rouge Police Department today than there were when I was a spokesperson for Alton Sterling's family in 2016. That, to me, matters. That's the stuff that keeps me motivated. Now, is it difficult? Yeah. There are days where I wake up and I'm like, man, I don't want to do this at all. It is not always rewarding. You see the likes on social media, but you don't see all of the trash people talk, all of the things that we have to do to be conscious of safety in a way that other folks don't have to do. Because as many people as you see praising you, there's just as many people out there who criticize you and feel that you are a threat to what is normal to them. And what's normal to them is detrimental to people that look like me.
Right.
Right? I'm a gun owner for a reason. You know, the world is real, and I think that black folk need to recognize that the Civil War didn't happen because people just got mad one day. It's because there was a continuation and a perpetuation of lies and misinformation, the same way that we see today, that would lead to something like what happened on January 6th. And I think that we need to be consciously aware that if we don't stand up right now, that there are people who are really working to take us backwards.
Well, I know what happened on January the 6th, but for the people who are watching and may not know, tell them what happened.
When all Brian Kemp cousins went and stormed the Capitol.
They were down there tripping, man.
I won't make it personal for you.
There you go. Now, I fuck with the
They
debates
were down there
and shit
tripping.
like
Everybody
that.
went. Even the people in the wheelchair, the disabled, the
All of them going.
Yeah,
But think about that though, right?
They going too.
They was there.
That's some of my favorite
shit.
shit.
A wheelchair would be so dedicated to his cause.
He made a
hate-
stand.
Yeah.
That he would get on a bus, a car, whatever, in
He
his
stood up
wheelchair
for
to
something.
get there.
And find parking.
We can't get Negroes to go down the street to the vote.
His hate was worth more than the hassle.
Come on, bro. You talking, Duck?
His hate was worth more than the
That's
hassle.
what he
I'm
do.
telling
You
you,
talking
man.
about?
I'm telling
You
you.
know,
I
this-
just take you on the road.
Come on,
Yeah, I
man. Hey,
told
look,
you,
I'm
bro.
already out here, man. You just gotta meet me out. Hey, set it up.
You know
I'm
how
out
motherfuckers
here,
be
so-
like, he in his bag. This motherfucker got one of them big Santa Claus bags. He stay off in there, man. He stay talking that shit.
That's crazy though. Went down there.
Chicago, Illinois.
What?
Come on, man.
Going back to the shot.
Come on, man.
We going to the Chi-Town. We're going to be at the Win Trust Arena. And I trust that the Win will be there November 12th because it's going to be November in Chicago. Chicago, man.
I'm gonna get there early. It'd be hard as hell to get into them Chicago theaters.
No cap. Yeah, you got to park at the other theater to get into one theater. But hey, make sure you there November 12th. Return of the Ghetto Legends Tour live in Chicago. Y'all been saying we got to come back to Chicago for the longest. We coming back on phone.
When y'all coming back to Chicago?
On phone. We coming back.
Hey, don't say nothing they say up there. We don't know what that's.
I mean, we don't?
No.
We didn't say it.
Don't say it no more.
All right, November 12th, we gonna figure out what we can and can't say in Chicago at the Win Trust Arena.
It's a lot of shit. We probably can't wear all these bright ass colors.
Nah, you just can't wear your black. Yeah, you can't wear your hat to a certain.
Well, I wear my shit to the front. So you. Welcome back to the 85 South Show. We getting real political today. Got my man Gary Chambers in here blowing good blunts.
Yes, sir.
Talking good shit.
At the same time.
Mm-hmm. Man, what resources do you feel like you need from the black community to help you make this thing possible?
You know, I've had this question about, we dropped the weed ad, right?
Now, I wanted to ask you about that too. Now, what made you do that? That was very bold.
I think for me, one, I smoke. Okay? And
these are things that motherfuckers usually hide though when they running for something.
But because I recognize that we live in a world where clickbait media can dominate stuff, I'm never gonna let nobody else tell my shit on me.
Right.
Right? So for me, I'm gonna let you know I smoke. So if at any point somebody discovers that I smoke marijuana, it's not controversial. I already told you, right? That's number one for me on a personal level. Two, from an equity standpoint and where we are as a society, when I went to California for the first time and I bought legal weed and came back to Louisiana, I just had a whole different perspective about the bondage that people are in as a result of this. And I felt obligated to use my platform to say something about it. And to me, I think too often in politics, we spend this time trying to be an image of something that we not. You're gonna take me as I am because whatever way this goes, if somebody come out with something, you'll be like, oh hell, we already knew Gary smoked, we knew he cussed, what else? That's it.
Yeah.
Kevin Allen is in Angola Penitentiary right now for less than a gram of cannabis for a life sentence. People are in a cage right now with tax dollars paying for them. The real hypocrisy is the state of Louisiana grows cannabis at Louisiana State University and Southern University with my tax dollars and sells it in the medical market, right?
They do the same shit at Ole Miss.
While jailing people for the exact same thing that you're doing with my tax dollars.
Right.
Hold on, you want to go one more level?
Go ahead with it.
You can buy stocks in these weed companies, legally make money from this shit on the stock market, and people still sitting in prison.
And go to jail for it.
That's crazy.
It ain't got shit to do with the law though.
And 70%.
That's just slavery.
It is.
What you mean?
The prison system, that's the whole slavery shit.
Absolutely.
So it ain't about fucking how you got there. They just want you to get there.
Right.
Just gotta let that shit sit for a minute.
You stupid.
I'm telling you, man. You better wake up to this shit.
So your shit was a smoking shit, but what your opponent, what what your opponent said, man.
One thing you ain't never gonna see associated with me is crack. Okay.
Damn, I was just about to tell you.
Just not gonna be my
I was
thing.
just about to tell you to go find some crackheads and be like, what you gonna do if people start calling you with their problem? Man, go on somewhere with that shit, man. Don't call me. I got my own problem. Hey, don't call me with no police ass shit, man. Now that'll be an ad.
Straight, I ain't got no problem.
Hey, my name Luther, and I approve that mess. Hello. Hello. What's your next ad? Can we get the sneak peek on the ad?
Well, we dropped one today on crime, and we got one next week that we're dropping on Columbus Day.
Okay.
That is kind of like a Jordan Peele vibe. where we tell the truth about Christopher Columbus with a kid. We have a kid actor who is from Atlanta, actually, who is playing the role of the kid in our ad for us. And it's really to address what I feel is a myth. They keep talking about this critical race theory. One, they don't teach critical race theory in any public schools in America.
Right.
That's a college course or a law school course.
Yeah.
Two, they're using it as a way to take accurate history out of history books so that people don't know the horrors that some white ancestors did to black and brown and indigenous people in this country.
They fucking up because they don't want us to start telling the story.
Anytime you start taking books out of schools, you really, like, you're in a bad place as a society.
Right.
You know, like, we should not want to limit people's access to information. We should want to increase the information that you can digest so that we don't repeat the mistakes of the past. The only way that we understand, oh, people locked people up and did these things, now don't make it seem like, you know, black enslaved, our ancestors who were enslaved were joyous about being enslaved.
Right.
No.
Like the kids was playing with each other on the plantation.
That's what they're trying to tell the
playing with
kids in
nobody.
school now.
You know, and if they were playing with each other, they damn sure wasn't happy to be playing with them.
Right.
You know,
And it was some
I
fucked
got to
up
play with
playing
you.
too.
I don't want to play with you. It's like your mama take you to the
Don't
lady,
pick up that
the
stick,
lady she
nigga.
worked for a house. You
Bring
know?
it to me.
You know, you with your mama, she go to the lady she worked for a house, and you got to go play with this kid that is nothing like you. Nah, I don't want to go play with that kid.
No.
Damn.
They don't like that. You know, they ain't know them pictures was gonna be around that long.
They didn't care that them pictures was gonna be around that long.
That's what I'm saying. Now they family coming out like my grandmother, but she didn't mean to throw the brick at Martin Luther. Like, you know, motherfucker, he spit on the little girl. He was 38 years old because he didn't want to go into the school. Come on,
A
man.
broke clock can be right twice a day.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Telling me that your grandpa was good to you and he was a good man, he was still a broke clock.
Yeah.
He just was right twice a day.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. Because you treat your family good don't tell me nothing. The Bible tells me how you treat your neighbor.
Yeah.
Do you treat your neighbor as you treat yourself? Right? And the reality is, based on the policies that people vote for, you don't treat your neighbor as you treat yourself. Matter of fact, you steal from your neighbor on a regular basis to make your nice parks and community look good while you built the ghetto and then told us to fix it. Who built the projects? It wasn't no black folk. We didn't fund that. I'm sure if black people were a part of the conversation of building public housing in the 60s and 70s, it wouldn't look like it looked.
They weren't. Because we would have laid that shit out.
We would certainly have given ourselves
Hell
something better
no.
than
We
that.
gonna no, baby. Listen, 1,000 square feet, baby. We need 4,000. 2 steps down.
Listen,
to
I've been
go
to
in
the
the
future.
future. 2 steps in. We finna live 15 deep in these 1-bedrooms, baby. Don't put no concrete kitchen in there. We need an island. We need to be able to eat and praise the Lord. Stay out of the white folks' business. Y'all want us to stay in there, right? But this is what we need. Listen, this is what we need. We need it upstairs for them kids to go.
Hey, everybody gotta live upstairs now. Don't nobody wanna live on the ground. We don't do ground now. Y'all say we scared of height.
Yeah, we ain't had no say so in that bullshit.
None.
They made them shit a little oven box, little. Hey, here, square.
They tore my projects down. I was sad about it too. That's trauma.
I think that we have to really be cognizant of the investments that the government is going to make in the next 10 to 15 years, because those investments are what are going to be the communities we live in for the next 20 to 30 years.
They done broke all the communities up. It ain't really a whole lot of black communities left.
The question is, are we going to build a black community again?
I don't know.
That's on
Fuck
us.
building it. This is what we gonna do. Fuck building it. We just gonna wait on the housing market to bubble for that shit to pop. Then we just gonna all move next door to each other again on our own terms.
Or we could just keep building black wealth and get whatever we want. I ain't in the business of asking for permission.
Hell no.
I ain't in the business of waiting either. I think that too many of us are too patient in this process. I can accept incremental change because it's change. I can't accept stagnation and doing nothing.
Right.
And I think that too many of our leaders have become complacent because a few of us got out the hood.
I
right?
think a few of most of our leaders was never our leaders to begin with. I felt like they was talking that shit good at first, then they got in there, and then they started playing that game and was just like, hold on, y'all, I'm getting the street.
I would say that some of them may have done that, but I've met a lot of people who had a different process of ascension, right? None of us can understand what the pressure of being President Obama was, right?
Right.
The first black anything is always going to be the most criticized of any of them that's in the position. Right.
That's another one of my frustrations. We shouldn't still be having the first black people to be the first black people.
Well,
we should be on at least our fifth black person on everything.
I'm in a position right now, I'm running for the U.S. Senate. There's never been a black man elected to the U.S. Senate in Louisiana. We're the second blackest state in America, 34% black. There's not been a black person elected statewide in Louisiana since 1873. A man named PBS Pinchback became the first black governor in the history of this country.
Pinchback.
PBS Pinchback.
That sounds like a marathon on TV. Welcome back to the PBS
Pinchback.
Gonna play 700 episodes of Andy Griffin.
He is.
Sound like an old
he
football.
was elected to the state senate in Louisiana. He was the president of the state senate. A black man named Oscar Dunn was the lieutenant governor of Louisiana.
Okay.
The governor went out in a scandal, and
What was it?
I don't remember. It was something to deal with the election. It was voter fraud type stuff. And Dunn dies. Oscar Dunn dies. Pinchback becomes the lieutenant governor. And when the governor goes out in the scandal, Pinchback becomes the first black governor in the history of the country. He's the governor for like 36 days. And there's not another black governor in the country from 1873 until 1990 when Douglas Wilder was elected the governor of Virginia. There have only been 4 black governors in the history of this country. If Stacey Abrams is elected governor of Georgia, she will be the 5th in the history of this
I
country.
just said that 5 is the magic number.
We need to be fifth.
I don't give a fuck what she does at this point. I'm just voting for her so she can be fifth.
That's right, and every other black person in Georgia should do the same, and the same for Raphael Warnock, because Raphael Warnock is the 11th black U.S. Senator.
We had him on here.
Yeah.
He is the 11th black U.S. Senator. If I win, I will be the 12th.
I'm trying to make sure you the 12th.
Let's go, man.
Whatever I can do.
Yeah.
Well, what you can do is go to chambersforlouisiana.com, make a contribution, because if we can raise between $550,000 to $600,000 between now and election day, we have the resources to be able to go on TV, do mail, and get our on-the-ground game moving in a way that helps us move the vote in a meaningful way in our state. Our opponent is polling at 51%. You saw his ad saying that if you got a problem, call a crackhead. If you got a problem with the police, if you think that that's a problem, go to the website and make a contribution. If you ain't got $5, share the video with somebody who does have $5 to give a contribution, because the TV ads that you see, the radio ads that you see, the matter of fact, they give us higher prices because we in politics for TV and radio advertising. We don't pay the regular price that everybody else plays. The shirts that you see, the push cards that you see, every bit of that stuff costs money. And I don't have a bunch of rich white men giving me money because I say the stuff that supports all of us.
Yeah.
They'll give you some.
Very few of them.
No, but you gotta let them know that you are willing to accept their white money on the black
You gotta get
behalf.
outside Louisiana.
Well, that's why I'm here.
No, hell, I didn't know you needed some money, man.
We have had, I will say that we have had a lot of support from all demographics of people, thousands of people. We've had people give to us from 49 of 50 states. And so I'm proud of that. That's
Hopefully after this you get money out of all. What state ain't gave you no paper
what money
yet?
was it? North Dakota or something like that?
Come on, North Dakota.
It was
Okay.
one, it was
Come
like
on, North
one of-
Dakota.
One of those states was the only
Come
state
on.
that we didn't have a
It's
contribution from.
Something.
And seriously, like, nobody told me that we needed to invest in politics, right? Nobody told me, because the reality is somebody paying for your politician. The question is who?
Well, I don't even know who paying for that shit. I just know I'm black, and everybody who done been elected and made it harder for me, progressively
Not
worse.
everybody. Don't throw everybody under the bus. Don't throw everybody.
Shit,
under
I've
the
been out here. Only the golden years for being black was from 99 to 2003. That's me telling you that. Cause you don't remember, like right around 08, that was when the first shit happened. the Enron and all that shit. The first time the white people stole America, I was out here. I remember right before that shit happened, they was giving niggas cars and houses. Niggas had 3-4 houses just out there living. Everybody had a Hummer, girl.
They was moving out to the suburbs.
Black people ain't did that well since.
I think that's a real thing that we should discuss too. Like, black folk moving to the suburbs. That's how the hood got.
But see, that's how shit happened. Once they let everybody get them houses, and then motherfuckers couldn't afford them, then the people who could afford them was like, shit, we ain't never had 5 bedrooms.
All the neighborhoods we moved out of, who moving in now?
They can have them.
Right? They taking the houses that we didn't want.
Yeah.
They putting $100,000 into them, and then they selling them for $500,000. Yeah. Right? The truth is that we had gold mines that we let go. Mama's house was a good house. It was a good house. We should have paid the taxes. Yeah. Right? We should have cleared the title so that one of us could have the clear title on the house so that we could have succession and pass down property. Right. These conversations we need to have as black folk. If your grandmama right now ain't got no will and she got a house, get grandmama a will. Yeah. Right? We had a flood in 2016.
Get some life insurance too.
Life insurance. We had a flood in 2016, and one of the leading philanthropists in our state called me and said, "What are black people going to struggle with in this flood situation?" I said, "They are going to struggle with being able to get access to the federal resources that are passed down because they don't have a clear access to the title and the property owner of the house. Mm-hmm. So if you don't have a clear person that owns the house, when the feds are sending you money to fix your flooded home, they can't send you the money because you don't own the house." Right? Don't know one of us own the house because three of us got left the house and we don't talk to each other. We mad and we cussing each other out.
Fell out about the house that did nobody want to live in.
Well, you stay there. You can't live here, Lisa. Fuck that bullshit.
So to avoid that, you put the wheel in place so when you Negroes get mad at each other, it's already on paper.
Right.
It's already fixed.
Yeah.
You know, fix all the arguing and cussing and fussing. We know you're gonna get mad. Mama ain't leave you what you wanted her to leave you. You wasn't good to her when she was living. Don't front.
Right. You know what though, man?
Right. Don't act surprised.
They robbed us of a lot of information, and that's one thing I can say now.
I'm gonna push you on that. They ain't robbed us. We ain't reading. I'm straight up. Nobody told.
Well, we couldn't go to the library for a long time.
Well, our generation has no excuse not to have information.
None.
I went to my first city council meeting. I was ignorant when I got there, but I read the agenda like anybody else. And once I read the agenda, I read the next agenda. And I started understanding how this money thing works. And I think that all of us, every one of us should just take time, even if you don't go to a city council meeting, just pull up your local city council meeting one day and just watch it. And listen to the conversation that the people are having about your community. And if you listen to one of them conversations, you will, I promise you, you will get more involved because you're not going to agree with what you are hearing. I know that because when I sit and talk to people who are in our age group, we think generally in the same way. We might have some nuances and differences, but generally the majority of young people believe cannabis should be legal, right? The majority of young people believe that health care should be universal. Everybody should be able to go to the doctor. Yeah. The majority of young people believe that you should not have to pay to go to college, right? That if it's a state institution, I should be able to go to get a college education. The majority of young people believe that, right? Why in the hell don't you show up and go just press a button and say, this is what I believe? That's what voting is. Going and showing up, pressing a button and say, this person believes in that, I'm sending them to go speak for me. Whether you are a city council member, a state representative, a state senator, or a congressperson, that is in essence what you are voting for. And those people vote to appoint a lot of people who make a whole lot of decisions. Library boards. You ever figure out how a library end up in your neighborhood or not? There's a library board in most communities.
How the fuck you get on the library board?
How you get on the library board? The city council. So your city council member usually appoints your library board. Your library board takes tax dollars out of your property taxes to pay for the library system.
Clayton, let's go down to City Hall and just get on a bunch of boards.
And what?
Man, I can't wait.
So
do you gotta be there every day?
No, you meet once a month.
Oh yeah.
You might have 2 meetings a month.
I'm in there.
Wait, now you don't get paid. It's not a paid position.
Oh no, we taking money under the table.
No, don't
We not
say
you.
that.
We not you. We not you. We getting this shit for all the wrong reasons. I might get over there with the Republicans. I don't know. They balling. They balling. Fuck all this community.
Big Robin here, take from the rich to give to the poor.
Shit, I'm going over there to get rich the rich, and say fuck everybody else like they doing. What if that's the one condition that they got? Look, we're gonna put you onto this money, but you can't help nobody. No exceptions.
I'm sure that's happened.
Probably what it is. It's probably what it is.
I'm sure that has happened.
I think that's probably what happened too, though, man. They get over there and get to doing the evil shit, and the shit feel good, man. They just probably feel good to fuck people over to them.
I think what really happens is people get trapped.
Yeah.
I think that I always talk about and I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna say it.
Okay, hold up. I gotta ask you this.
Go ahead.
Because you might say some shit.
Yeah.
I ain't want you to say that. I feel
It's
like
gonna be
you.
good.
I don't know.
I promise you.
Go ahead.
A $60,000 Negro.
That ain't enough.
Listen, I'm gonna break it down.
Negroes cost way more than that, though.
Listen to what I'm telling you. Somebody who makes $60,000 a year in Baton Rouge is just between the median income of a black Baton Rouge and the median income of white Baton Rouge. White Baton Rouge median income is $84,000 a year. Black median income is $42,000, right? If I make $60,000, I'm right in the middle. I don't want to go back to the hood, and I'm trying to get to where they at. So when I'm in this position, and the question comes, am I going to speak up on this black issue? Well, my baby at a good school, I live in a nice neighborhood, and if I say that, the man on the job might get mad. Now, I understand the frustration and the situation. But the question is, are you gonna be bound to that for the rest of your life? Because don't call me then when it's your son on the side of the road with the police in the middle of the night. And the last time the dude was at the store selling CDs, you were saying I was doing too much when I was out there for him. But you don't know I was out there for a 16-year-old kid named Jacoby Davis 3 months before.
Right.
And if we had dealt with the cop who was on Jacoby Davis, Alton Sterling would have never got killed. Because the same cop who punched Jacoby Davis in the back of the head at Earth Day in April shot Alton Sterling July the 5th, 2016 at the Triple S grocery store. I wrote columns on both of them. So you can say I'm the crazy man howling in the wind all you want to. The truth is the truth. And $60,000 black folk who are more concerned about their salary and their neighborhood create a problem for us as a people, because we need all of us to use our platforms in whichever way we can to say, nah, that's some bull. It's that simple. All of us got to be a little uncomfortable. You don't get to say you don't care about politics. Politics get in your business every day.
Yeah.
You tired of being over-policed in your community? Did you vote? Don't get on the internet talking all that trash to me about protesting and being mad when the police whoop your ass and you don't vote. Don't call me.
Call a crackhead.
Call somebody, don't call me. Now, what if that was our disposition? What if that was the disposition of the advocates in our communities?
Right.
It's not. We're going to show up for whoever called us, whatever the situation is. I've been fighting for a brother named Ronald Green. I never met that man. State police in Louisiana killed him on the side of the road. He hid the video for 2 years. I stood on the steps of the state capitol and told the governor, they say you was a good white man, John Bell, be a good white man.
See, you can't be saying that type of shit.
Yes, you can.
John Bell next campaign.
You know why I can
John
say that?
Bell, being a good white man.
Let me tell you.
Thursday, November 10th, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, at the Karlous Miller Theater.
That's Miller Highlight.
Oh, well, you Miller and you live in the highlight, so it's still your theater.
Karlous Miller Highlight.
It's still your theater. That's how it
Good
is.
stop.
All the way. Hey, look, Return to Ghetto Legends, November 10th, man, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, we coming. You know what I mean? Yeah, you already.
It's definitely gonna be cold in Milwaukee.
November 10th, yeah, but
I'm
we
bringing
coming.
my snow boots.
Yeah, we coming. November 10th. We gonna bring the heat to Milwaukee.
No cap.
Return to Ghetto Legends tour.
Milwaukee, man. Smile
Milwaukee,
heat.
Wisconsin.
You know, smile heat is the best.
What?
The little smile heat is they the best.
Hey, and all the little freaks, All the little freaks from Kenosha gonna come over there too.
Yep, they sure is.
Well,
you already know.
Kenosha.
Kenosha, Washington. Come
Kenosha.
through November 10th. We at the Miller Highlight Theater.
What kind of heaters?
They the small heaters.
They got in their
I'm
bedroom.
paying five bills. If you need your lights on, contact 85 South.
No, contact DC Young Fly.
Yeah, with the small heaters. November 10th, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Miller Highlight Theater. Get your ticket.
And we gonna give out some space heaters because we know them chicks sleep in the cold ass bedroom.
No cat on the pallet.
I do want to talk about this a little bit. Do you feel like it's because what is kind of celebrated in music? Because, you know, sometimes people do look at it like that. Like, it's cool to be a shooter. You know, I got my op. Like, it's celebrated in the music.
I don't necessarily think it's celebrated though. I just think that people be talking. A lot of people just be talking about their real life experiences.
Right.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm a like slick spiritual person, and I believe, you know, like in terms of like the Bible reading and what it says, I do believe it's not void. And I think that words are powerful.
Yeah.
I think that words, like I think that. As much like if you believe in manifestation, if you believe that you can sit here and be like, I'm gonna have a big bag tomorrow, and you say that every day, and you feel like you can manifest that into your reality, you know what I'm saying?
You can have it.
The thing you can have it, right? But also be able to understand like that our words still have power. Adolph, like my friends, y'all, like my friends, I'll be like, he's so busy, like, I just don't, but he got a good heart. They be like, is his heart fucking you? I'm like, basically.
Why you can say that? Because black people make up 34% of the state of Louisiana, and when that white man was elected, black people was 450,000 of the 700,000 votes he got. You owe us something, and what you owe us is justice. I'm a math person. In God we trust, everybody else bring data. Black people are 900,000 registered voters in Louisiana, 1.2 million eligible voters. John Kennedy, the crackhead candidate, had 536,000 votes to win. It's 900,000 black people in Louisiana. 900,000 registered black voters, 1.2 million eligible black voters. 536,000 votes is what he won with. Mess you up again. 30 days before that, and I'm high while I'm telling you this, 30 days before that, okay? Hillary Clinton got 580,000 black votes, right? But 30 days later, this man wins with 536,000 votes because 28% of black voters in New Orleans showed up, 32% of black voters in Baton Rouge, and 28% of black voters in Shreveport showed up. If just the black people that showed up 30 days before had showed up again, John Kennedy would not be the U.S. Senator talking about crackheads today.
So you saying if black people just went out and voted like hell, just one good time,
we send him home.
I'm saying like it'll fuck the whole shit up.
The whole system.
So like the next time it's election, all the black people show up.
If November the 8th,
okay,
in every state that black people have a voting power block, we show up in masses, we will flip the whole scale.
Worldwide.
All over this country. You can go.
That's the type of shit that need to be said.
No, seriously. You can elect. We've had 11 black U.S. senators in the history of the country, right? If black people show up, you can elect Mandela Barnes in Wisconsin, Val Demings in Florida, Charles Booker in Kentucky, Sherry Beasley in North Carolina, and me in Louisiana.
Man, you gotta
put 5 new black U.S. senators in the U.S. Senate.
It ain't never been that many at the same time.
There have never been more than 3 at the same time.
Okay.
This the type of shit black people need to hear.
There have never been more than 3 at
Plus,
the
I'm
same
saying
time.
with all of them people you named, they need to come down here too.
We can do it. It's nothing. I can give you Charles Booker number before we leave.
Okay, bet.
It's nothing. Like Charles Booker is doable if black folks show up. Mandela Barnes is already the lieutenant governor of Wisconsin, so he's already been elected statewide. The question is Milwaukee gonna show up in masses? Right? How did Joe Biden become the president?
Because he was chilling with Obama and we thought he was good white folks like you
Because
said.
on election night, we was waiting for black cities to show up. We was waiting for the votes in Philadelphia for Pennsylvania. Yeah. We was waiting for the votes in Atlanta for Georgia, right? We was waiting for Phoenix in Arizona. That's brown people, okay?
Yeah.
Right? In every state that Joe Biden made a flip, it was black votes that they was waiting on.
Right.
Every one of them. When Leader Abrams didn't win in her last election, I wasn't looking for white women.
You know what I said?
I was looking for where were the 40,000 votes of black folk in Fulton and DeKalb County.
You know what I said when she lost?
What you said?
They stole it from her.
They did steal it now.
We gotta throw that out there. We can't let them get away with this shit.
Let me tell you what I appreciate about.
make it
let me tell you what I appreciate about Leader Abrams. That she understands that they cheated, and now she say to hell with it. I'm gonna run up the score. Because when somebody cheats on you in a game,
that means they can't beat you.
The way that you win is run the score up so that no matter what the refs do, they can't beat you.
Right.
So Leader Abrams said, all right, you SOBs stole it from me. I'm going to go register 800,000 voters.
Yeah.
So the next time an election shows up and you think you stole 100,000, 200,000, I got 800,000 still in.
On your ass.
Right?
I'm on your ass.
Stacey Abrams, no lie, is probably one of the most gangster people in politics in America. That's why they hate her so much. That's why you see so much advertising attacking her. Because when you stole something from me and I said, okay, cool, all right, fuck it, you stole it. I'm gonna go register 800,000. And I'm gonna take 2 U.S. Senate seats for that one governor's race you stole from me. That's a badass black woman.
Man, why you ain't came on here earlier to talk this shit?
I've been trying to get here since this summer.
No, I'm just saying, bro. You know what?
Who wasn't letting you come through?
Who was the
hold up?
It was a scheduling thing.
Who was the hold up?
I ain't blaming nobody.
No, I'm just
we hit it there. We hit it there.
I'm just bullshit.
Damn, bro.
And I ain't never said that publicly not because I don't support her, but because I think that we just don't have the space to tell the truth a lot of times.
Bro, what's the where can they pull up your columns, man? We have a very an audience.
The Rouge
wide
Collection's
range.
website isn't down, but it's down now. But you can go, if you look up therougecollection.com, you can find the stories, or you can go to the Rouge Collection on Facebook. All of the old stories are there.
Yeah.
I haven't written in a while though.
Yep. Come on, man. That's your gift and your power.
We do
That's how you
ads
reach
now.
the people.
We do ads now.
Yeah.
And the weed ad did 30 million people. That's a whole lot more than 40,000 people in that column.
That's what's up. That's hard.
Touch it, man. You got it. That's real.
30 million.
30 million.
And we ain't pay for that.
You was just smoking a blunt in the swamp.
Telling the truth.
I don't know if it was a swamp, but it looked.
We was in City Park in New Orleans.
It looked okay. Yeah.
We went to the most legal place in Louisiana.
The most legal.
New Orleans, we helped pass.
You got to get with P, man.
We do. Call it. Listen, cuz you tell me.
Nigga, what? We vote.
you know we had a song last year by Big Freedia.
Funny.
I didn't know
Big
that.
Freedia did a song for us last year. It turned New Orleans out for us in my congressional race. I missed the congressional race.
I'm not here to play with you votes.
That'd be crazy. I need to be on the marketing team, dog.
We know limit voters. I thought I voted.
I got you voted.
That shit hard. Hey man, put that man on slogans, man. Put that man on slogans. All you gotta do is hit us in the afternoon after we done smoked a few blunts, man.
That'd be crazy, bro. You had a whole Louisiana on them politics, even street niggas. So I'm finna go down here with my little finna vote, you hear me? Get these folks my opinion, you hear me?
The slides we said, tell your mama to vote, tell your little yeah to vote, tell your side piece to vote. Your sneaky link, tell your sneaky link to vote. It kind of moved around for us too. We go straight to the culture though.
Hey, yo, T-Day, run me down here so I can vote real fast.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Gonna go over here and make voting. And after I make voting, I'm gonna get back with you, you heard me?
Make voting.
Cause I'm supposed to be in the studio with Taz.
I got make voting. I gotta make voting.
Taz finna sign me the cash money. So I'm finna go over here and make a move. Then I'm gonna make voting. Stop by, give me a po' boy. That'll be hard. Fuck it, man. I'm just saying. I didn't know though if black people all went to just voted all at once that it'll fuck everything up.
It'll mess the whole system up.
Damn.
It would shock the system in a way that I don't think black people have done since Reconstruction.
That'd be hard. What if we just woke up one day and they was reading the results and motherfuckers won, we ain't even know, like black people just took shit too far. Aretha Franklin? Wait a minute, who put her name down all them times?
You saw what they said about her?
Shit.
You saw what they said?
Yeah, that the FBI was investigating her all those years for supporting black activists.
For real?
Yep. Now, you know, this is another thing.
Hey man, don't fuck this up for me. I've been doing comedy 17 years now. If I support you and they start investigating me, I'll be mad as hell.
Well, let's be honest, okay?
Nah, I'm finna go.
All right? If in any way you are massively influential with the culture, somebody is watching you.
But that's the thing, bro.
It's the degree to which they're watching you.
You know what we are? We are what you call provocateurs of information.
Shut up.
Yeah, we just provide information. Yeah, we're provocateurs. We provide the information and let people make their own decisions. We don't never tell nobody what to do.
You know,
Hov did that, so hopefully you don't gotta go through that.
There's this picture of Malcolm X, Sam Cooke, and Muhammad Ali walking out of a hotel in Miami, right?
One night in Miami, they made that.
Yeah. They go in, they have a conversation. I don't think we see enough images like that today. And then when we do, we criticize the black activists that we do see with hip hop and entertainment.
Right.
When the truth is, Ali and Ali and Malcolm X and Sam Cooke was homeboys, right? And Sam Cooke and Muhammad Ali were funding the work that was happening to help black folks, right? And we know that Jay-Z and a lot of folks in the industry do things. I think that we should be challenging all of our artists and all of the people who influence the culture to be putting that same level of influence. If you're not talking to the activists in your network or in your community, you really have a deficit, because the change that you could be making happen, you're not really making it happen. The truth is,
let me shout mine out.
You don't need to be a
Scapegoat Jones. That's my dog. I was rushing, then I had a little smoke in my throat.
You have to have a real pipeline of information, and the reality is you don't need to be a subject matter expert. They have subject matter experts. What do they not have in order to do the work? Is it resources? Is it passing information? Is it connectivity to certain people? Those are the conversations that we should be having, but we gotta have a room where we sit in and have that conversation where we're not judging each other on either side, right? As activists, we should be able to answer the questions about the work that we do and be challenged on that, but the same should be for artists and entertainers or people in the culture. We should be able to have a conversation where we walk in and are able to challenge the things that the culture is doing, because we are both impacted by what the other does, whether we realize it or not.
I always argue the back and forth about what we as black people need to do. There's so many points of view.
I don't think there's no one thing that we need to do. I think
that's what I say all the time.
I think that we got to recognize that everybody has their own lane and their own gift, and that the value is, let's say you love kids. Well, that ain't my gift, right? And you want to.
Damn, that's harsh, man.
I got one. I love my daughter to death. I'm gonna do everything I can to be a provider for her, but I'm not looking to take care of everybody else's kids. That's not my gift, right? You don't want me in your classroom teaching children. For me, this is what I do well. But for those who want to work with young people and children, we need them. And we need to fund that work. We need to make sure that they got resources for after-school programs, tutoring, mentorship, and just stuff for kids to do to stay occupied, right?
Okay, so it's going to be people in the community that's going to say, well, what's the holdup?
I think the holdup is how many of us have not sat at tables and talked about how we can do it and then actually went out and did it. I ain't looking for like 10 meetings, right? For me, it's really like, here, we all know the problems. Let's sit down and have a conversation, throw some money on the pot and go fix one problem. After we fix that problem, we go fix another problem. What's 3-4 things we say that we want to come together and do, and let's do them 3-4 things. After we do them, we find 3-4 more things to do. How you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
That's it.
Yep.
One issue at a time. We cannot fix everything overnight. We ain't get here overnight, right? We did not get into the condition that we are as a people overnight. So if we're gonna change the condition of our people, we're gonna have to do the work. And the work takes time. That's another thing I think young people gotta really embrace, that like, it takes time for these things to happen. You can't get mad something didn't happen our way, somebody lost the election and we say the hell with it, I ain't voting no more, I ain't coming no more because the person I was for didn't win, the system rigged, it's against us. It is rigged, it is against us. Let's do something about it.
That's real. See, that's why you need more platforms to talk this kind of shit.
I do.
You do. And that's why we've been trying to get you on here.
Yeah, man.
I had the backwoods people ready to goddamn do something. Been campaigning and shit like that.
Let me get that.
You need this one?
Yeah, let me get that.
Okay, bet. Now this one right here is from Tokyo. This that Yakimoshi right here.
Yakimoshi?
This that goddamn Yakimoshi. I'm telling you.
What's that Yakima? What y'all got down there in New Orleans?
Yeah, Yakima.
Yeah.
It's all good. I feel you when you talk about the Louisiana shit though, because I'm from Mississippi and shit.
The two blackest states in America. Mississippi is the blackest state in America, 37% black.
You trying to tell motherfuckers they don't want to hear this?
You know, I have this concept of a new black South. I want all black people in all other places to move back to the South so we can take it over.
Man, don't let nobody hear this shit. That'll be the best movie of the summer.
You gotta tell it. It's the Great Migration in reverse. All black folks in the 1920s, 30s, and 40s, we left the South to go to Detroit, Chicago, New York, LA, because they had jobs and less racism, right? Black folk getting
so
killed.
insane.
Yeah, right. Because if you look at it, Laquan McDonald was in Chicago.
Right.
Well, I can name somebody in every different city that we went to
Midwest
that dealt with the same
yeah.
things that we deal with in the South. The question is, how do black people build critical mass? And if we build critical mass,
concentration.
Concentration. And then you go from 2 or 3 black U.S. senators to potentially 16. 16 out of 100, when you only need 50 votes to pass something. I'm talking about taking over, partner.
Man, that'll be hard. I hope that shit happened in my life.
Man, if I gotta run
You know
for
how it
something.
happened? Hip hop.
There go.
If the industry start talking about it, it's over.
Yeah. But like I said,
hip hop influences everything. Everything.
And that's why we try to use this platform to bring on a variety of people, man, so we can have this information. You know, all across the board, man, we bring all type of entertainers and people who do a multitude of different things so we can have the resources and the information. Everybody come through here, drop some jewels, and we just stack them up, you know. Now we just got a whole fucking jewelry store. Crazy.
Mississippi, what part?
Oxford. Great old place. Ole Miss, home of the Rebels.
You know,
you gotta go. One day you gotta go.
We get criticized a lot for this.
Yeah.
You ever ask the question why we never criticize politicians who drink on camera every day? And more people die from drunk driving than they do from smoking weed.
You think we should start like ostracizing them?
I think we should just play fair.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of smoking politicians, they just don't smoke publicly.
Yeah, they can't. They got an image. They got an image.
A lie.
Yeah, DC, I went out like a few times and like you'll see some political people and they be.
But I feel like everybody who got like a real world job or they have to do serious shit, I feel like they get fucked up all the time because work be stressing them out and shit like that.
For real.
Yeah.
Most of the people that I have encountered that are real smokers are people that got real government jobs and CEOs of corporations and things of that, you know. It ain't just the hood paying for all this weed in these candy stores in California.
Right.
Yeah. That's real.
That's the game though, man. Sometimes shit don't even seem real, how it's just, like you said, going out there, And then it's weed stores everywhere, and the people who live there don't even smoke like that. They don't even give a fuck.
We went to some grow houses in California and Maryland, and my press secretary, Tanisha, when we came out of it, she said, man, it's like New Jack City on steroids.
Yeah.
You know, like it was, to me, to watch what we know we've seen our people do for years and get incarcerated for, and then these folks go and profit off of that same thing, and while our people still in jail for
Still
it.
locked up for it, right?
And you telling me not to talk about it? No, I'm going to smoke it so we can make it less controversial. Let's stop acting like this so controversial. It's not.
Elon Musk was smoking on the little.
And he about to buy
thing.
Twitter.
He worked, yeah, he about $1 trillion close to it.
He about to spend $40-something billion to buy Twitter.
That's some high-ass shit right there. Nigga was just sitting there like,
I'm buy Twitter.
that was some real shit though. I'm finna buy Twitter. I love that shit, bro. I'm gonna change that logo first.
Make that bitch a big E.
Yeah, nigga. It's electric, baby. It's me. Elon. Fuck you, me. Nigga. Yeah, Twitter, bitch. Might get Facebook too if they make me mad. This motherfucker gonna change the world. He building robots and shit.
I don't know about that.
I'm with you.
I'm telling you. He coming up with that Terminator shit.
He more hyped than, I ain't gonna say it, man. You ain't
It's more
gonna
hype?
You ain't gonna send a drone to me. Hey, man, has he put some stuff together? Yeah, but it's other people doing that stuff, and the shit he do don't always be for the purpose he be doing it for.
That's the shit.
Let me say what I think is something that we need to be able to accept, that somebody can do something exceptional, right? And still be of no value to us.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, you fucking right.
Yeah.
I knew the
I
game
can't
was
deny that what he's doing with his companies is exceptional.
That shit is exceptional.
Is he a value to Black America or Black people anywhere? No.
But who is? Who is?
I think that there are folks who are.
We're gonna come out with the first black electric cars. You plug into the regular socket.
You know what kind of battery we gonna use? We're gonna put them Nokia phone batteries in there, bitch.
We're gonna have 87 Nokia phone batteries bundled together.
Car ain't gonna go but round the corner.
Shit.
That's all you need.
You charge that
We ain't going
motherfucker
nowhere
every
for
30
real,
days.
It can go around the corner,
one that
up the
just spin the
street,
block all the
down the
time.
block. Yeah, that's about it.
That same car that go through the hood about
That's
10
it.
times ain't coming out the hood at all.
It's for the people that know they don't really be going nowhere.
Ooh, had a safe driving mode, the my kids in here mode.
Ooh, I don't really even need to be gone that long mode. Your car just
man.
started beeping. Like an alarm.
You got a button on there where you could just make static come back on your phone. Hey, I'm in the car, I hit you back. Shh, 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 shh.
How the fuck you got static? The button.
That'd be dope. We getting our shit together though.
We are.
Black people progressing like a motherfucker. I'm proud of us, man.
To see, if you put it into perspective, Black folk really only been free in America 50 years.
Hell yeah. Now talk that shit.
My dad is 79. My mom is 76. Both of them were born without the right to vote, the right to go to
Public
schools that
Yeah.
were not segregated.
Even in public.
They were not. My mom was about to go to college or so when they were getting their rights, right? So in my family, I'm the first generation of Black people in my family born with all my constitutional rights.
Hey,
You too, though.
I'm a check. I'm from Mississippi. I know they ain't gave us all our rights at birth. I know that. Mississippi
As many as they
just
gonna
don't
give
do
you.
shit like that. No, don't even tell him he can't vote.
Yeah, my
Don't break
parents
his
was
spirit
definitely
all the way
in school,
down now.
segregation, all that. So
So you're
yeah.
the first generation in your family born with all your constitutional rights.
Yeah.
Nah.
And when you put
And they
that in,
still don't be giving me all the shit they supposed
and
to
when you
give me.
put
That's
that
what
in-
I'm saying. I want to double check.
but when you put
I'm mad
that
about
in,
that small business loan. I need to talk to you off camera. They could have gave me that little money.
Now, what'd you say when you check what?
when you
Hey man, English Major merch live right now. ClaytonEnglish.com. Go get you some, man. We got all the HBCU inspired colorways, man. Go get it. You know what it is. Let's go.
NBA fans, the wait is over. Basketball is back, so tip off the season with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. New customers can make any $5 NBA moneyline bet and get $200 in free bets if your team wins. Check this out. In addition to the usual bets, everyone can boost their winnings up to 100% with DraftKings stepped-up same-game parlays. Go to DraftKings Sportsbook app, opt in, and place a stepped-up same-game parlay today. With payouts bigger than ever, DraftKings Sportsbook is where I go to bet on the NBA. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code 85South, make any $5 bet this week, and get $200 in free bets if your team wins. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with promo code 85South. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply.
If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-426-2537 in Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Wyoming. 1-800-NEXT-STEP in Arizona. 1-800-522-4700 in Colorado and New Hampshire. 888-789-7777. Visit http://ccpg.org/chat, Connecticut. 1-800-BETS-OFF, Iowa. 1-877-770-STOP, Louisiana. 877-8-HOPENY. Text HOPE New York for New York. Visit opgr.org, Oregon. Call text Tennessee Redline 1-800-889-9789 Tennessee or 1-888-532-3500 for Virginia. 21 plus, 18 plus, Wyoming, physically present in Arizona, Colorado, Connecticut, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Louisiana, West Virginia, Wyoming, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Tennessee. Only minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See HTTP DraftKings.com sportsbook for details. See http://DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details.
The nights are getting longer, but the breeze isn't the only thing that's getting stiff. You know what I mean? That's right. This episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. The best part, it's all done online. So no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of the licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. So if you can benefit from extra confidence when it's time to perform, chew it and do it. Have better sex. Blue Chew's tablets are made in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew for free when you use promo code 85South at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code 85South to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more important details and safety information.
Check into how we got here, right? And you look at where we have progressed in that 40, 50 year time span. Most folk couldn't have done as much as black folk have done since we got off of the plantation or off of the Jim Crow system that exists in America. It's just not gonna happen. I dare us to have put white folks in the condition that black folk were in America and see what they produce in 40 years.
Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. There's no need to get hostile.
I want to tell the truth there, bub.
Listen here, buddy. Hey,
I'm gonna tell the truth, bub.
That's the beautiful part about being black, man, the resiliency.
Yes, sir.
You never know, man. This shit might, like you said, at any moment. You never know when we might go and just show up in numbers and just, you know what I'm saying, we might, you know us. Once we get to fucking with some shit, it's over with.
And then I think people got it twisted too. I hear people say like, you know, oh, we can't keep blaming stuff on white people or that. And I'm like, man, first of all, people act like they be like, oh, you gotta do what you gotta do. Nobody complains and not does anything. That's the thing. Like, I don't know where these motherfuckers that you seeing, like you know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers ain't just sitting back.
Right.
And we making a way every goddamn day despite all this bullshit. So like you said, the resiliency is there, but that, I don't know.
All
I hear
we're
that
saying is, we won't play by the same rules.
Come on, man.
And we want you to address the deficits.
Come on.
That's it.
Come on.
I'm not asking for anything exceptional. We recognize that there are policies that you have done that have been detrimental to us.
Right.
If those policies that you have done have been detrimental to us, you owe us policies that work to make sure that you undo that wrong.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
That's it.
It's not complicated.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
we can put shiny bubbles on top of it. We can do whatever we want to.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that's what we're saying.
Exactly.
You know, that if you had policies that said that black people couldn't get these loans, then there ought to be special loans created specifically for black people. If you decide,
interest free.
If you gave money,
as long as I'm alive and I owe you, I'm gonna put something on it.
If you gave money,
8%.
if you gave money, which tax dollars came out of my pocket to do this, for GI bills and all of these things that allow people to go into these communities and purchase homes on the government, then you owe me the same.
Right. The same way they built the ghetto, build us a little suburb like you was talking about earlier.
They didn't just build the ghetto. They built the suburbs because they gave them the loans to get the property in.
That's what I'm saying. We don't want we do all that and we moving out there. Give us our chance. I feel like I could really excel without all this extra racism and shit like that. Might fuck around and create, you know, time travel or some shit with the right resources. You never know. Shit, nigga might come up with a liquid metal like they put in Wolverine body or something. Nigga, I could get on some next level type shit.
You do that.
What if I find out how to motherfucking transcend through dimensions and shit like that?
Okay. All right.
Teleportation is real. Fuck around and end up in Sirius B, because all they want to see me in is the Milky Way galaxy, but I know it's a billion galaxies, and then it's a billion more.
Matrix, huh?
Yeah. And shit like that.
I got it.
Because I be wanting to know too.
I got it. He in the Matrix, y'all.
Yeah, shit, anything possible. If we can live on a fucking big ass rock that's floating through outer space, we can do all kinds of shit. Don't tell me that I'm just a nigga. I'm a motherfucker. I am the aliens that they tell you about, nigga. Think about it. At some point, everybody lived in a dick.
Nah, man.
Yes, the fuck they did.
You lived in the sack.
Everybody lived in the nigga lived.
You was in the sack.
That's part of the dick.
You didn't get to the dick till it was really time to go.
Everybody in
if
this
you was in the
motherfucker
dick, you was loaded. You was on deck. You was about to get in the game.
How you think you made it? Do you know the chances of you becoming a human, nigga?
So you think all the sperms just hang out in the dick already? Like, man, I'm just gonna be ready when he get ready.
Nigga, you could've.
They right there by the, hey man, I was here first.
Nigga, think about it. You could have been feet. You could have been skin, nigga. You could have been the part of the sperm that wasn't the human. Yeah, you don't think about that shit. This shit is amazing, bruh.
How did I get here?
We high now. Now we high. You was high talking about the political shit. I get high and talk about hypothetical shit. Because what are the chances of me being able to speak? Nigga, Google that.
All right.
I'm just saying. Shit is strange when you think about it. Think about that.
They gonna have all new campaign ads with him.
He's talking about traveling through dimensions.
Hey, you remember them crackheads I was telling you about? Gary Chambers is hanging out with him and he smokes dope with him.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow.
Hell yeah, man. Keep doing your thing, man. Disrupt the justice or whatever it is. I want to see you make it, man.
Justice.
Get some justice. Disrupt, you know, the system that's already in place. You got some great ideas and you got great energy.
That shit out, man.
And you seem to be very knowledgeable on the subjects that you're approaching. Now keep sharing the knowledge, you know, with the community. Keep us in the loop.
Always.
Take advantage of all of these platforms, man. You know exactly where we located at. Anytime you hear some groundbreaking information like the shit you were saying today, bring that back.
We will.
Bring that back.
You heard it, man.
Yeah. Have the press secretary hit me. We got some breaking news. We got to get back in there. God damn it, Mom, I'm asleep. What is it? I want you to show up and be like, I got the files. Throw the shit on the table. This is what they've been doing all these years. Now look, I got some shit that go all the way back to 84. All I could find was up to 84. Look at this.
I didn't want to tell you about the aliens.
Man, where you get this picture? Is that Martin Luther King with a Jericho? Where did you find this?
Oh, man. Nah, I only knew you from the commercial, but glad to meet you, and your platform is even, it's even dope. Even what you were saying in the commercial I fucked with, but to have you here and express all your shit, hey man, we pulling for you.
I appreciate it. I
can't go down there and vote for you, because then that'd be a whole nother commercial.
Right? No doubt, but
you drove a bunch of crackheads down here to vote for him.
You have the influence over a whole lot of people in our community that tune into y'all, that I hope hear something in this conversation that motivates them to be a part of the process. And wherever you are in this country, that if you're a part of the communities that we name, that you show up for the people that we name.
Can you name them one more time?
Val Dennis in Florida. So that means if you're in Dade County or Duval County, Orlando or any of those places, you need to be showing up for Val Dennis November the 8th. Val Marco Rubio home. Sherry Beasley in North Carolina, Mandela Barnes in Wisconsin, Charles Booker in Kentucky are all running for the U.S. Senate, as well as myself in Louisiana. And you got to show up for Lita Abrams here in Georgia and Raphael Warnock here in Georgia.
Come on, let's go. Let's go.
Hell yeah. What's your website again?
ChambersForLouisiana.com.
Right. Y'all gonna legalize the weed?
I think we're not far from it. 70% of people in Louisiana think that we should have recreational cannabis.
All that farming down there?
Come on, man.
I mean, when we drive through the state going to different places, we talk about it all the time, because I went to one of the largest grows in California, and I'm talking about acres of cannabis,
right?
And everybody in there got health insurance. Everybody in there making over $15 an hour.
Right.
Everybody in there is feeding their family, right? That's important, right?
I would love it.
And we know that there's medicinal benefits. The other thing, I think that when we deschedule from the federal level, that opens up a lot of research to happen at the university level that's not happening. And there's all kinds of things that I think we're gonna be able to unlock when we get into that research.
They're not even testing the right weed.
No doubt.
But they need to let the shit grow down there, bro. Can you imagine some of that damn Louisiana swamp weed? Let the voodoo lady done prayed over.
Now don't put the voodoo lady in it, man. Don't.
Shit. That's that spicy weed right here. Spicy. It smells like pine salt. Yeah, hell yeah. This that Louisiana, there's 3 different kinds of weed on here. Look, yellow, green, and purple all together. They grow it together.
Well, they put the seasoning in this.
What?
They put the little Cajun seasoning on the weed.
I think we're gonna produce some of the best in the country.
I already know that.
I believe it.
I believe in Louisiana.
We're gonna have a whole heap of investors from the industry to come down and buy up a lot of that land and make it happen, right?
Right.
Yeah.
The crazy part is
Come on.
they already got something down there. They ain't gonna have to start.
Oh, I know. They got folks that's getting into the hemp side of it now, so that whenever the cannabis side is fully legal, or they growing CBD right now, so that when there's full scale is legal, that they can just convert their licenses over.
Okay.
Right.
We gotta do we gotta buy a bunch of acres and then just let the motherfucker piece it together. Then you can get a little.
Now, I'm gonna tell y'all, P one of the coldest to ever do it on buying land in Louisiana. P bought so much land in Baton Rouge that one of the pieces of property that P bought, that the state put money in his pocket off of that. Like, the man was a master at just putting himself in a position to say, I'ma own some stuff, I'ma hold it, and somebody gonna give me some money for it at some point. And
he mastered P.
He mastered that. Mastered it,
Fuck pushing P, you better master P.
Come on, man.
No doubt.
You better master P.
No doubt.
That's one of my biggest influences too. I got a list of down south ghetto legends that, that's why we named the tour Ghetto Legends, man.
The things that Louisiana has done to influence the world of music, when you think about it, you can go back to Fats Domino, Louis Armstrong, and then you roll that up to people, John Baptiste, P.J. Morton, you can't go nowhere in Black America.
Went in Mercedes.
And you bust out that for the 99-2000, and the whole energy in the room changed no matter what part of the country you are in. You don't get that without Louisiana. All I'm saying is that as good as the music is and the food is, that we can have communities that are as strong and as vibrant as that energy is if we put a different type of leader in place.
Right.
That's it. We got the sauce.
There you go, right there.
Heard.
Any questions in the room? Black people? Any questions from the Black community? I knew you had one.
I think, one, elected officials have to do a better job engaging the community directly. I think once people get elected, a lot of times they get so busy doing the job that a lot of times they're not doing the intentional engagement. When you campaign and you come sit down and have these conversations, right? You should come back and have these conversations when you are in office so that people know what's going on. Because the same way you want to get them to get them engaged to vote, you got to go into those same channels in order to keep them engaged. You got to meet people where they are. That's just it.
But what if a motherfucker start off as a community activist, they come on here and they be like, that's right, we got to get people out here, we got to get them voting. And then a nigga win it and he come back, he be rich as fuck. He be like, boy, you getting that money, man. Watch out, man. Go ahead.
Well,
them Senate checks hit different.
We should want to see our people progress, though.
Oh, most definitely.
We should want to see that the people that go out there and make the sacrifice for us eventually see a reward from their sacrifice.
Most definitely.
So many of our leaders
they died without any fruit.
Right.
You know, think of all that we have inherited from the sacrifice of Dr. King and Malcolm X, right?
Hell yeah.
And both of them were robbed of their lives, and their children didn't have them to be their providers all of their lives.
Man, I just wish he would have lived long enough to pull up somewhere in a Phantom.
Indeed. The truth for us has to be that we don't want that to be the outcome for our leaders. The reason that so many of our people end up in a situation where they doing something that is questionable is because we have not secured enough to make sure that people are stable while they go out there and do this work for us. On the other side, them folks, they got their bread when they're in there. So now they're not taking no money out the cookie jar because they are breaded up. They're secured, so they can go down there and vote for you on a conscious level because they're not starving.
Right.
Right? We send people into battle starving.
Right. And you're not yourself
and then
when you're
somebody else
home.
bring food to them and they eat and we mad at them. But we ain't feed them. Right? Like that's really what this is, and that has to be a continual conversation for us, that we recognize that it's our obligation to take care of our soldiers.
That's real. Because it is.
And the government has done a good job putting the strongest of our soldiers in jail. All right? It ain't mythical that they put so many black men in jail. Right? These dudes could be running corporations and businesses. If you could run a illegal trap business under the nose of the federal government or the local police, you can certainly run a legitimate business. Yeah. Right? You just have to be resourced enough. I knew a guy in Baton Rouge, white guy, bought a company, but when he started the company, he called his grandmama. He said, I need a loan to go start the business. Grandmama gave him $500,000. He went to the bank.
Damn, grandma.
Grandmama had $500,000. She gave him $500,000. He went to the bank, got a $5 million loan. All right? He needed a certain type of equipment for his business. He went out and bought that type of equipment for his business. Let's say this was 8 years ago, okay? And the beginning of this year, he sold that business for an unreported amount of money to the largest company of its kind in the world. Started with a $500,000 loan from grandma, right? Most of us can't go to grandma and get $5,000 to start a business. You did?
Grandma had $5 now. Goddamn, man. Grandma pressed that little $5 in your palm, man. Don't do grandma like that.
But when you process that, we not playing with the same deck of cards.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when he said, oh, I just got a little loan from my grandma. You know, my mama, when I started the business, my mama bought me a computer. That's real talk. My mama I started my first business. I was getting into it. My mama went and bought me a desktop computer so I could do my work on it. Because that's what my mama could afford to help me with in my business. And any little thing I've done, my mama made that little contribution to what I'm doing. You know, my dad, the same thing. But the level of contribution that my folk can make ain't the same. My mom and daddy don't have 10 friends who own multi-million-dollar companies that could call their other 10 friends for my first campaign fundraiser and raise $500,000 for me. But I've seen that happen. I've seen people walk in the door for their campaign fundraisers and raise $300,000 and $400,000 in one fundraiser. We not playing with the same deck of cards. I got to get mine $25 at a time. And I'm cool with it, because I'm free.
Well, folks, there you have it. This has been another 85 South Show exclusive.
And get your ass up and do something.
Yeah. Gary Chambers.
Hey.
I know this your first time in the trap. Don't let it be your last.
Shall not, brother.
Clayton English, tell them good night.
Man, you know what time it is. Come back, 85 South. Get the app. Let's go.
We know limit voters. All right, we out here.
Don't tear that up.
I did already. It's broke.